Hello and welcome back. So while you've been away and I haven't, I have been doing really tiny tinkering to this and we now have stable 10k production. Not quite for now. You can see little wibbles here in the production. There was one set of wibbles which were basically waiting for these final carriages to empty. The other boxes were we've got an issue here. Funny how you don't see things till the last minute. Okay, let's take that. So basically I had to double up on these boxes, and the reason for that was that there were a couple of train carriages which weren't emptying evenly along with all the others. However, having two boxes unloading each carriage provides enough of a buffer that this train can get out and the next train get in before the boxes start to empty. So we were getting these production dips which were due to the ore running out. Once I fixed that, the science production was running at about 9.7, 9.8k, which obviously is not 10k. And I tracked it down to, where are we? Let's go up to here. Okay, I tracked it down to two things. First of all, these were running out of iron plates, not because these chests were empty. Let's find one. Of course, now it's not doing what I was trying to show you. Okay. So these chests were running empty. The way I fixed this was twofold. So ore was being delivered to them in a slightly lumpy fashion. So the first thing I did was add an extra speed module. And what this does is when there is ore present, it rips through it. So the box is empty more of the time, so it's queuing up deliveries more of the time. So this is actually running with 3 speed modules in. It only needs 2 speed modules. But the third one means that while it has plate, it's getting through it quick enough that in the short periods of time like that when it's stalled, it doesn't matter. The second thing I did was I added 1 smelter for iron plate just on the corner here. 1 there and 1 there. Okay, so these are what was happening was earlier there was a smelter here and here which was always backed up, and it comes down to travel distance. So we need plate for these machines, but this is a long way to travel to deliver it. And by putting a plate machine by this, that really helped. So that's a bit of a learning experience for next time. Put the plate smelters by where they're needed, basically. Okay, so that's got this going reliably at 10k. And you can see it's got nearly 1 hour of runtime now. Okay, so let's save that. The other thing I have done is start to put together a blueprint book. So I've got a copper smelter, an iron smelter, the science backbone, a 12 beacon machine, a double gear build, although I don't know if that's going to be relevant for many others, an 8 carriage supply station, a 16 carriage supply station. Okay, so that's probably not everything we need, but it's a good start. So having just saved this, we are going to wander over to a corner somewhere. God, look at all these dead things. Okay. So let's go to research, shell range, shell range, Shell range. There we go. That should solve our being attacked problem for a bit longer. Okay, what I'd like to do is start looking at what we need for so add a recipe, and we want to make blue. Awesome. Right, this is going to be painful. So the red build was small, the green build was more substantial. I expect that this build is going to be a real pain. The first thing is we have 3 products to get in rather than 2. The second thing is the blue potion machines run a lot slower. So we're going to need a larger central build for that. And lastly, we've got red circuits. So we're going to have to deal with petroleum. But we don't have anything that uses anything except petroleum, right? Because this engine unit's, it's just normal engines. Right, let's add a production unit. This needs electric engines, which needs lubricant, but we also are making red circuits for this, so that's not such a problem. So I might stick with making everything self-contained. So I will attempt to build this so that right, let's go back to here. This is our production block. Okay. I don't quite know how to use this UI, I'm afraid. Okay. So I would like to set this to 10,000 per minute. We are going to need okay, so yeah, this is a vastly bigger build. This is 179 assemblers. Okay, so if we did 3 builds, that would be 3 builds of 60. Right, and if we had them split over 3 rows, clearly that is 10 to a row. So we could do 3 builds of 3 replicates of the build. Okay. So I don't know if I want to do that now. Let's design it to the full size, and then we will look at what would happen if we divided it by 3 and had 3 sub builds. Sorry, that was annoying me. Okay, so we will be needing engines. Okay, this requires steel and gears and pipes. Let's have a look at the steel. Okay, so if we okay, so the steel build alone is 130 130 smelters just for the steel. then we're going to need a whole bunch of smelters for the iron for that steel. Which is, again, a third of that build looks more realistic, doesn't it? So if we had a steel area which just produced steel, so that's 268 iron smelters. Okay. So that's 89 altogether. Yeah. And that would be 14 to a row, which is too many. All right. And right, 130 plus 268 divided by 6. So that's 66 to a row. 22. So that is 2 lots of 11. So we would have, am I doing this right? So that's 22 machines to a row if we have 6 rows to a build and 3 builds. 22 is roughly twice 11. So we're looking at 6 steel builds, except 11 is a tricky number for steel. I will show you why. Okay, so let's take our book of smelters. Okay, so let's say this is an iron smelter. And let's say this is a steel smelter. And I can actually add this to our book. Let's do that again. I pressed the wrong button. This is a steel smelt. All right, let's go back to our book. There we are. Okay, because of bonuses, the way you want to arrange these is as right, so that's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's where are we? I think that's it. Okay. Have I done this around the right way? This is an iron smelter. No, I've done it the wrong way. Right, let's take this one off. There. This is the way you do it. So we have 5 iron smelters to 6 steel smelters. And if you do it that way, the ratios all work out nicely. Right, apparently I still need to let's have a look. Okay. So that is your ratioed out build. So it's 6 steel to 5 iron. Which is why I'm not quite sure about where these numbers are coming from. Okay, so this is saying I need a lot more iron smelters, but I think this is including... I think this is including all the plates for everything, not just the plates for the steel. Whereas I just want a steel build. And the steel build would be something like 130 of these, and then 100 or 100, I don't know, whatever that is, with 20% bonus. So 105 or so. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at this one. So this requires a bunch of plastic and circuits. This one requires lots of gears. This is where all the smelters are needed. This is for the gears. Okay, so I think what I want to do is make a separate production block to work out how to make the steel. And we may actually have to use trains to move the steel around. I kind of want a production block which is just engines for 7143 of them. So let's do this. So I want to produce engines. Seven, 143 of them. And I want to produce that many per minute. Okay. So this is saying 5,000 steel. Let's go back to here, check Okay. This is where I'm really showing I don't understand how to use this tool. Okay, so I would like to produce this. Okay. Okay, so 9378 to produce 5,103. Where were we there? We need 5,103 to produce 7143 engines. Let's just double check here. Ah, we're not looking for blue, we're looking for this one. Yeah. So I really don't understand how these things click through, sorry. And had I not already... Okay. So I think this can be done in a single block. Get rid of this. I really don't understand how this works. Right, back to here. No. Okay. Let's start again. So, add a recipe. This. Okay, and I want to produce 1,000. A 1,000 a minute. Okay, it's not 1,000 a minute, it is 10,000 a minute. That's better. Okay. Okay. If I right click that, that's come out as a new item. Right click that. But this is the cumulative iron. I don't want the cumulative iron. I want the iron just for the steel. That's 14, 14, 30. No, that is the iron just for the steel. Okay. Okay. Right, so that's 107 of those. And 230 steel smelters. All right, is this correct? Oh, that's only with 4 beacons. That's better. 93. That's a more sensible number. Okay, and then the iron plates for that. $78. That seems more like it. This seems more realistic. Okay, so we've got 93, 78, 107. And I'm thinking this could be done as 3 separate builds. Let's just quickly go here. So 107 plus 93 plus 78. Okay, so 278 fabricators in total to build all those engines. That's if you do the smelting. Ah, that's just for the steel. Okay. That would be 46 machines to a row. 11 is our ideal, so that would be 4 builds. 4 builds of 11.5 machines. Okay. Except we are totally ignoring the gear build. Only needs 4 gear machines. Okay. Which only require 27 smelters. That's workable. And the pipes can't put productivity in them because they're a placeable item. So that requires 10 pipe machines. And that's 38 smelters. Okay, so we could put all the smelters for the pipes and the gears in a single build. Then we would push all of those across into a single engine. Not a single engine build, because the engine build is too big. All right, let's add up all those machines. So we have engine machines equals, what do we have? 107 machines for making the engines. 93 smelters for steel. 78 smelters for the iron for the steel. 4 gear makers. 27 smelters for the gears. 10 pipe machines. 38 smelters for the pipe machines. Is 357 machines. Okay. And assuming we could put this on a single build, a 6-row build, sorry, we would have a build 60 items long. Right. If we wanted builds which are at most 11, that would be 5 of them. So if we wanted 5 builds, each would be 11.8 long. If we wanted 4 builds, that would be 15 long. Right, do any of these numbers divide by 4 nicely? So the issue we have is that we would need 10 pipe machines, but 4 gear machines. And we can't really do half. 10 and 4 don't work nicely, okay? But we could add some speed. Okay, that gets that down to 8 machines. So we've got 8 pipe machines and 4 gear machines. So we could split this into 2 or into 4. Now, are there any other numbers here which don't divide nicely into 2 or to 4? So we've got 27 for the smelters for the gears. And we've got 93 for the steel plate. Everything else I think we're fine with. Okay, so if we did the pipes and the gears on the same site, this doesn't divide nicely by 4, but it does if you round down by 1. This doesn't divide nicely by 4, but I think we can take its rounding and add it to that rounding. It'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to leave that here because I think we're not going to get any further than figuring out the engine build today. I'll be back next time. We will attempt to mock up what the engine build would look like. Yeah, this is looking like a much larger build though than the previous one. Until next time, thanks very much for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you again soon.